The Indianapolis Colts have swiped some reinforcements at linebacker from the Dallas Cowboys after suffering their first loss of the 2025 season on Sunday. According to NFL insider Aaron Wilson, the Colts will sign linebacker Buddy Johnson from the Cowboys practice squad to their 53-man roster, taking advantage of rules that allow them to poach other teams' practice squad players for active roster roles. Johnson, a 2021 fourth-round pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers, had appeared in one game for the Cowboys this season as a practice squad elevation, but he played just 18 special teams snaps in the season-opening loss, recording no statistics. He has also not played a regular season defensive snap since last October's blowout loss to Detroit. The Colts have not yet announced Johnson's signing to the 53-man roster, but they will need to make a corresponding roster move to clear space for him, which could involve them cutting a player from their roster or placing an injured player on injured reserve. The Colts, 3-1, will look to bounce back against the Las Vegas Raiders, 1-3, in Week 5 when they host them at Lucas Oil Stadium for a 1 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff on Sunday. Could LB Jalen Carley's need more time to return? With injuries at other positions, the Colts' decision to sign a linebacker from another team's practice squad is a bit puzzling, especially as he does not play much on defense. Could Johnson's signing indicate that linebacker Jalen Carley's needs more time? The Colts placed Carley's, a 2024 fifth-round pick, on injured reserve with a return designation during the roster cutdown in August, but he is eligible to start practicing this week after sitting out the minimum 4 games. The question is, has Carley's made enough progress with the ankle injury he sustained 2 months ago to come back? I'm not sure on that one, Colts head coach Shane Steichen said this week via Colts Roundtable Live. We'll see how the week goes. Mistake-filled game led to Colts' first loss of 2025. Johnson's signing might not exactly move the needle for the Colts, except, maybe, if he claims a special teams role, but they will need to play a cleaner game all around in Week 5 to get back on track after a mistake-filled loss to the Los Angeles Rams. After a roaring start to the season, Colts starting quarterback Daniel Jones came back down to earth somewhat in the 27-20 loss to the Rams, throwing his first 2 picks of the season and finishing with the lowest passer rating, 80.6, of his first 4 starts. He also fumbled, though the Colts managed to keep it from falling into the Rams' hands. Adonai Mitchell's fumble was another story, though. The Colts' second-year wide receiver made one of the biggest errors of the week when he caught a deep ball from Jones and took it 75 yards to the end zone, only to release the ball just before crossing the goal line. The ball fumbled out of bounds, resulting in a touchback that nixed a go-ahead Colts touchdown and gave the Rams possession. Defensively, the Colts also had a lapse in the closing minutes of the game when they allowed Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford to complete an 88-yard touchdown pass to Tutu Atwell with 1:33 left to play, rallying to hand the Colts their first loss. Obviously, we hurt ourselves in a lot of situations with penalties, Steichen said in Sunday's postgame. We've got to take care of the football, and that starts with me. The Dallas Cowboys are bringing in a new wide receiver as questions linger about how much time All-Pro pass catcher CeeDee Lamb could miss. The Cowboys signed 28-year-old Paris Campbell to the practice squad on Tuesday. Campbell was a second-round pick in 2019 of the Indianapolis Colts. Campbell was previously with the Cowboys during the preseason but was released after sustaining an injury. Campbell collected 97 receptions, 983 yards, and 5 touchdowns over 4 years and 24 starts in Indianapolis. He later had 1 season stops with both the New York Giants and Philadelphia Eagles. While he didn't see the field during Philadelphia's playoff run, Campbell earned a Super Bowl ring with the Cowboys' NFC East rival. Cowboys WR CeeDee Lamb dealing with ankle injury. Lamb was injured in Week 3 during a loss to the Chicago Bears. He sat out last week, but the Cowboys have yet to put him on injured reserve. That would force Lamb to miss at least 4 games. Head coach Brian Schottenheimer said on Monday that both Lamb and right guard Tyler Booker are trending the right direction with their injuries. The team does not plan to place either on injured reserve. In Lamb's absence, George Pickens has been picking up the slack. He had 8 catches for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns in Dallas' 40-40 tie against the Green Bay Packers in Week 4. He's got great upside and made big plays ever since he walked into the NFL. Certainly, he just did a great job. I think everybody was a little shell-shocked when we lost CeeDee Lamb last week. Those guys worked as a unit, and I think he was a little down to see his main guy get injured there, Cowboys EVP Stephen Jones said. As you could see Sunday night, he stepped up in a big way. The guy's got some very unique ability in terms of tracking balls, catching balls, and making big plays. Jalen Tolbert, Cavani Turpin, and Ryan Flournoy are also trying to help fill the void with Lamb out. Cowboys WR George Pickens in contract year. The Cowboys traded for Pickens this offseason, sending a third-round pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pickens is in a contract year and could earn himself a lucrative extension if he keeps it up with Dallas. He's an exemplary teammate. He is exemplary in his work preparation, and you can see the results of that out there on Sundays, obviously, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said. I'm proud to tell you that we've got some outstanding structure in our cap space that will allow us to do a lot of things that I didn't think when we finished this time last year that we might have the room to do some of these things we're talking about doing. We got it. Jones has been very open that trading away superstar defender Micah Parsons, who they saw on Sunday, gives them flexibility to keep players like Pickens on the roster. The Cowboys will look to get back in the win column this week against the New York Jets. The Dallas Cowboys defense continues to be a work in progress, prompting some speculation the front office could make additional moves before the NFL trade deadline on November 4, 2025. Dallas could still use legit pass rushers given the Micah Parsons-sized hole that has been left in Big D. The Cowboys are hoping Jadeveon Clowney can be a temporary solution, but there is a potential trade candidate who is one of the top NFL pass rushers. Bleacher Report's Christopher Knox has Cincinnati Bengals pass rusher Trey Hendrickson ranked among the top trade candidates. Hendrickson has been in a standoff with the Bengals over a contract extension. What would the Cowboys need to give up to land Hendrickson? Bleacher Report projects that Hendrickson's trade value is a conditional 2026 second-round pick. Dallas would also likely need to be prepared to sign Hendrickson to a contract extension. Here is what you need to know about a potential Cowboys-Bengals trade. The Bengals may be willing to cut ties with Trey Hendrickson given Joe Burrow's injury. Hendrickson signed a renegotiated one-year, $29 million contract as a temporary solution. The four-time Pro Bowler is slated to be a free agent in 2026, but the Bengals could also use the franchise tag to retain Hendrickson. Even with Burrow behind center, Cincinnati probably can't overcome a suspect defense enough to make a deep playoff run, Knox wrote in an October 1st story titled, 2025 NFL Trade Block Big Board Entering Week 5. Therefore, it would make sense to cash in pass rusher Trey Hendrickson. Season-ending injuries to players like Nick Bosa and Marcus Davenport might help allow the Bengals to get something close to their asking price for the 30-year-old, Knox added. The Athletic's Diana Rossini reported in August that the Bengals wanted a 2026 first-round pick and a young defensive player in return for Hendrickson. They probably can't expect that now, but a desperate team may offer something close to it. Bengals star Trey Hendrickson had back-to-back seasons with 17.5 sacks. Hendrickson posted back-to-back seasons with 17.5 sacks and more than 40 tackles. The veteran notched 46 tackles, 36 quarterback hits, and 17.5 sacks in 17 starts during the 2024 season. Through the first 4 games of 2025, Hendrickson has 11 tackles, 6 quarterback hits, and 2 sacks. Given Joe Burrow's injury, it may be time for the Bengals to build for the future and get something in return for Hendrickson. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones on potential trades. I'm open for business. The Cowboys have hinted that more moves could be on the way given the team has 2 extra draft picks from the Parsons trade. Dallas is allowing 33 points per game, the second worst unit in the NFL. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones on at 10:53 The Fan on if they're open to adding defensive help via trade. Absolutely, I'm open for business, period, relative now that we have those extra picks. We should be. The Athletic's John Machota noted in a September 19th message on X. The Bengals are 2-2, but have lost their last 2 games. Things could go from bad to worse without Burrow, meaning Hendrickson is a player Cowboys fans should keep an eye on as the trade deadline gets closer.